Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. IRS issues alert on improper corporate domestic production activities deduction refund claims. IR 2021-45, February 25, 2021, Washington. IRS officials issued an alert today concerning amended returns and claims for the Domestic Production Activities Deduction, the DPAD. This provision of tax law was repealed as part of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act for taxpayer years after December 31, 2017. In the wake of the repeal, the IRS has received a wave of questionable amended returns and claims for tax benefits in the billions of dollars. Quote, "We have no qualms with taxpayers claiming benefits allowed by law," end quote, said Doug O'Donnell, Commissioner, Large Business and International Division. Quote, "But a very high percentage of the claims for the now repealed Domestic Production Activities Deduction are not properly supported by those claiming it," end quote. So it looks like they're receiving a large amount of items which the IRS is questioning and zeroing in on and looking into at this point in time. So a large majority of the filing involve taxpayers who are claiming the DPAD for the first time based on studies conducted after the fact, which contain unreasonable assumptions of facts and law. So they're basically saying it looks to them like some of the information is not supportive of the deduction that is being taken. And once again, it looks like they're kind of building a case on that, looking into it. So if this is a situation that you're in or your company is in, then you might want to just make sure you have the documentation, and if not, possibly take action, possibly amend the position before the IRS does, because it looks like they're building case and momentum here. So in September of 2018, LB&I announced a campaign. There's a link to that campaign to risk assess claims or amended returns under the repealed section of the law. The IRS will continue to audit this issue even though this section was repealed. Examiners are auditing these claims with the support of Chief Counsel, Engineer Specialists, and the Corporate Income and Losses Practice Network. In July 2020, the IRS issued a General Legal Advice Memorandum, a GLAM, there's a link to that here, addressing examples of meritless Section 199 online software activity. In many examination cases, once challenged, taxpayers have conceded 100% of the claim, and the IRS continues litigate Section 199 issues. So they're basically saying, hey, look, they've taken action before, and when they have, and they've confronted the issue, it looks like they're starting a good track record with it, and so they're basically saying if you're in the similar situation, or it looks to me like that's basically indicating if you're in a similar situation, you want to make sure that you have a strong supporting of your case, because they're building up momentum here. So examiners have been advised to consider Section 6676, erroneous claim for refund or credit penalties, other applicable penalties, and referrals to the Office of Professional Responsibility, the OPR, when appropriate. Taxpayers and their advisors should ensure they have documentation to support their position and should expect that the IRS may impose appropriate penalties unless taxpayers establish that they have reasonable cause. A study does not necessarily provide reasonable cause. So, quote, "Meritless claims are harmful to tax administration and voluntary compliance. Any corporate taxpayer who is considering filing such a claim should reconsider. Taxpayers who have already filed can withdraw prior to IRS audit, contact to avoid penalties," end quote, said O'Donnell. So they're basically, again, kind of looks like they're building a case, taking action here. They're saying you may want to reconsider your claim, your deduction, and make sure that you have a support for it. If you don't believe you have the support for it, then you might want to take action and amend the return before the IRS takes action, because that will probably result, if overturned or if the position needs to be changed, in less penalties if you take action proactively.